Impact Retreat 2022, and yes, I know I said 2022. Basically, I recorded the whole thing and I just completely forgot to edit it until I found the footage 2 days ago. Here's kind of my experience or what to expect from Impact Retreat. I don't want to overshare because there are a couple sweet surprises in there and I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I also know that when I was a high school senior graduating, I really wanted to know what I was getting into, so I watched a lot of these videos. So I have your back in kind of finding that balance between. If you don't know what Impact Retreat is, it's basically a summer retreat where incoming students from Texas A&M, Lynn, and Relish come together. This retreat is designed to be super fun, to kind of help you with that transition from high school to college. It gives you a great community, great lessons from the upperclassmen, and a lot of spiritual growth happens in this place, and I can also attest to that. Impact Retreat is also a great way to start building community early. They also introduce you to a lot of churches available. Since A&M is such a huge school, there are a lot of different groups, a lot of different churches, and a lot of options, so you get to really pick which one's for you. And they do this through a ministry fair, they do this through giving out rides, they do this through just reaching out and really caring for you. There are, I believe, 4 sessions throughout the summer. I was part of session Delta and my camp was Benji. So you get put into these tribes or smaller groups if you call it, and then you get broken out into even smaller groups called BG. I think that stands for basic group, but I'm not sure. And each group gets a BG mom and a BG dad. With your BG mom and your BG dad, you'll have discussions together, both together but also separately, with like the girls with the girls and the guys with the guys. Like a traditional retreat, you have your large group sessions, kind of like a sermon, but with every session comes something called roll call. Basically, it's a little chant or skit that your team comes up with. These roll calls are really creative, really funny. I have a couple clips that I'll put in.
Super hot fire! Alright, let's hear it. Spit some fire for us. Hey, check me out. Roll call in the house. Time traveling flow like a Marty McFly. Going back to the future to tell you about.
I'm not Madeline, but is Delta Benji here?
Welcome back to Delta News. I'm Benjamin.
And I'm Benja Woman.
Today we're going to be bringing you tonight's news. As of today, we are officially 26 days away from the start of Aggie football.
Recently pledged $24 million to Impact 2023.
After today's competitions, Benji was for a minute in the spotlight after sweeping tug of war. However, to humble ourselves, we did decide to lose all the competitions afterwards.
Here, live from Austin, where it is pouring Longhorn tears after yet another losing football season.
#1 new song on Billboard's Top 25.
One of my favorite things was something called cardboard testimonies. It was really eye-opening to see these stories because I've always heard, but I never got to know them personally, or I didn't know it actually happened. There was also another thing where you filled out a form and you switched it around and people would answer the questions on the form and you would stand in the place of the person who wrote it. And that was such a powerful visual for me to see how many people were either struggling or affected by something and that I wasn't alone. My second favorite thing would be the prayer room. And so something unique about this camp is that there's always someone praying at every hour of the camp. And I'm not kidding, like 24/7, somebody is praying in that prayer room. So my group of Benji had one, and so did all the other tribes. It was just powerful. I remember walking in there one day because I'm not an outdoorsy person, so I didn't want to do a lot of the outdoors games. But just having such good conversation and having such breakthroughs in that room, it's so powerful. And it was really sweet that when there was like a breakthrough moment, we had little like confetti poppers and a prayer chain. At the very end, you could see all these answered prayers, and it was just so beautiful. God was working in so many ways in that moment, in that room, in that whole retreat. Those were my favorite / most memorable moments. Some other things during that camp are the dining hall experience, there's worship, there's also a dance party, which I thought was super fun. Both games, outdoors and indoors, I was competitive.
And guys, if you're not running, if you can get a single file line behind the next.
There was also a surprise moment that was also really sweet, but it is a surprise, so I'm going to keep it a surprise. But it's so beautiful, and you'll know it when you experience it. I really recommend. It was a great time for fun, a great time for a lot of advice, encouragement, and just the friends, lessons, and memories I will always remember. If you're going, you're gonna have such a fun time. Really take it all in and be open-minded, because it's a short amount of time, but a lot of time and a lot of space for you to get close to these people. So if you're someone like me who's pretty nervous to initiate and speak up, like, just go for it. Strike up a conversation with one person, and you'll never know where it'll take you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you learned something from this, or at least got to see my experiences and memories into it. And so if you did end up going and want to leave a comment below, or if you have been in the past and also want to leave a comment below, I would love to talk to you guys. And that is all I have for today. So thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.